Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Breathe and Believe, a space where we pause, listen inward, and allow God to speak through our healing, our stories, and our silence. I'm your host, and today's episode, y'all, this one's close to my heart because sitting across from me is my daughter, my girl, my legacy. And in this episode, we're honoring the love that raised me and the love that I now get to pass on to her. So, welcome to the mic, baby girl.
Hey everyone, I'm so excited to be a part of this. I always hear you talking about your childhood and grandma, so it's cool to sit in a space with you now.
Aw. Yeah, this is definitely a full circle moment. You see, I was raised by an amazing woman. She was strong, or she is. I hate that I'm using past tense. She is. She is strong. She's soft, fierce, God fearing, and full of love. And she has taught me things without saying words at times. She's carried herself like a queen, even on hard days. She also has a stare that could pierce your soul if needed. And now I look at you, and I feel like I get to relive some of that same grace and some of that same fierceness all over again.
Yeah, thank you. Grandma really is everything. She's funny too,
She is.
but it's wild to think about how much she poured into you, and now you're doing that for me.
That's the beauty of legacy, though, right? Like, oftentimes people think it's about money or it's about status, but it's really what you carry in your spirit and how you pass it forward with intention. She taught me that love wasn't always loud, it was about showing up, cooking meals with her eyes half closed from exhaustion, and praying when we didn't even know that we needed prayer, speaking life over me and my brother when we probably didn't even believe in ourselves.
Wow, that's deep. Do you ever feel like you're becoming her?
I think that's a great question. There are seasons and times when I say yes, and there are seasons and times when I say no. I hear her voice in me when I'm talking to you. I see her in my hands when I'm braiding your hair or just teaching you something about life. But I also know that I'm evolving parts of her story because in reality, when I look back at it, she really didn't get to rest. She didn't get all of the healing and the therapy and the softness that I'm learning to give myself and you. So I'm not just becoming her, I'm becoming what she dreamed I'd be when she was just basically surviving, for lack of better words, you know?
Right. What's one lesson grandma taught you that you still live by?
Hmm. That's a great question because she's taught me so many lessons. But if I pause for a moment and really, really dig deep, I think the one that stands out the most is don't ever let the world make you forget who you are. She used to say that very plain, but it had so many layers to it. And when I look at it today, I could dissect it and see that it meant, that I should know my worth and that I shouldn't shrink. I shouldn't settle. Even if I walk into a room where nobody looks like me or understands who I am, that I should stand tall. And now I say that to you all the time.
Yeah, and I can hear you saying it. When I'm in those moments where I feel small or unsure, I hear your voice. And that helps me more than you probably know.
Oh my gosh, you're about to make me tear up. But, that was the goal. Like, I want you to live in your spirit in a healing way, not a controlling way. I want you to hear my voice in your spirit always, right? And like I said, not controlling you because I do have few controlling tendencies, as we know.
We all do.
Yeah, we all do. And thank you for giving me grace in that area.
Right.
Um, my mom's voice, it did that for me. And now I want to be that in yours, right? I want to help you to stay free and let your voice be bigger than mine. I'm sorry, let your voice be bigger than mine has ever been.
Right.
My
Thank
brain
you.
was moving too fast for my tongue there. It happens often.
Yep.
I have an overactive brain if you haven't noticed in life yet. So that overactive brain, it's been causing me to think a lot in this season of life. And there was a question that came to the table last week, and I haven't had time to go over it with you, but I'm thinking this episode might be a great time to bring it up. You open for that?
I'm open. Let's do it.
All right. So, what's something that I taught you that still sticks out to you in this season of your life?
Honestly, I would say that I don't have to earn love. You say that all the time that I'm already enough, I'm worth it. You've made it clear that if I ever mess up, even if I change paths, even if I fall, you'll still love me. And that's changed how I see myself a lot.
Okay, I have to give you a whole round of applause for that. That was so beautiful. I think I learned that was really beautiful. Like you
Thank
teach me
you.
so much. And you really have no idea how much that means to me when I hear you say that. It just reinforces as a mom. Because sometimes as a mom, like we're parenting from our own wounds of our childhood, right? And I always, if I'm being really just transparent with you, I can say I haven't always known how to receive unconditional love, but I learned what that means through giving you and your brother unconditional love, like loving you guys even when you're stink, even when your attitude suck, right?
Right,
Like it's not like you don't have to do anything to earn my love. You are my kid and I just love you. I love you
right,
and you're right and you're wrong.
right.
Now I'll correct you. I will correct you, honey, but that doesn't mean I don't love you. I'm correcting you out of love.
Right, right. That's really beautiful. And I think that I learned I can be strong and soft at the same time. I can still be brave, but I can also take a second to rest and lean into who I am. And I don't have to hide parts of who I am to be fully loved. So I thank you for that.
I love that. You're welcome. And yes, that part of your grandma's story, I wanted to evolve, right? Um, she had to be strong often, right? Like I look at the history of my life. She was the first generation to migrate here to the US. So I was the first generation born here and she was raising me in an environment that was very different from what she knew, right? And that meant she had to work harder than everyone around her. And so because she had to be strong all the time, she didn't get to do maybe all the things that she wanted to do. But you've got to get both, right? And that's what you're so fortunate for. You get to cry, you get to speak up, you get to laugh loud, dream big. You could fail forward, honey. And that's what healing the legacy looks like. We all put in the work to make the generation that's coming next have a better experience. Hopefully, that's the goal. Sometimes we don't always do it right, but that's the goal.
Right. Yeah.
So we've unpacked a lot in a very short space of time. And, for the sake of time, because I did want to keep this episode a little shorter since it's your first one, right?
Yeah. Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, yeah. So I want to take us into some breathing and believing. And we're going to do it a little differently this time. Because generally, on my episodes, I just talk everyone through it. But now I have an extra beautiful voice with me. And I think we can reaffirm some things. We can echo things together, right? To
Right.
just strengthen that echo. So I'm going to start off by asking everyone, no matter where you're at right now, if you're in a safe place, because that's most important, but take a deep breath in and then exhale. Baby girl's across from me and she's inhaling, exhaling. I'm talking, so I can't do all that. But I'm going to say some affirmations. And how about you echo it with me? Sounds good?
Sounds like a plan.
All right. I am rooted in love that came before me.
I am rooted in love that came before me.
I am worthy of softness, rest, and joy.
I am worthy of softness, rest, and joy.
I am the legacy of strength and I walk with light.
I am legacy of strength and I walk with light.
Amen. I breathe
I breathe
and I believe.
and I believe.
Whew, this conversation definitely blessed me. I thank you so much for being open, for listening, not just with your ears, but with your heart.
Thank you so much for creating such a safe space for me, for other moms, daughters, for anyone really who's healing from or leaning into legacy.
This episode was truly for every woman who's been carried by a praying mother, for every daughter who's learning her voice, and for every soul who's ever asked, will the love that raised me be enough for who I am becoming? That's such a heavy question. But I can say to you with absolute resolve that the answer is yes. And you are the evidence. So if this conversation has touched you, we ask that you share it with someone you love. Text it to your mom, your daughter, your sister friend, or a woman who raised you with her presence, even when words fail. And if this video touched you, I ask that you give us a like, share, or subscribe. Um, Please be advised that guess what? We're going to be coming across on other podcast networks. So as that becomes available, just keep an eye out for the Breathe and Believe Collective. So until next time, take care of your soul, take care of each other, and remember, God's love runs deep, and so does yours. God bless. Thank you so much for being here, daughter.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Peace out, guys.